Good evening. In tonight's broadcast, we bring you a major update regarding the upcoming winter across the United States, a season forecast to be far harsher than average. Featuring deep snow, extreme ice, and repeated Arctic outbreaks that could affect hundreds of millions of people. According to national meteorological experts, a perfect combination of atmospheric factors, including a powerful polar vortex, a southward shifting jet stream, and moist air surges from the Gulf of Mexico, is coming together to produce a winter that may be remembered for years to come. Not only heavy snow, this year is also expected to bring multiple ice storms, freezing rain, and brutal cold capable of severely disrupting travel, transportation, and daily life. Let's begin by looking at what a normal U.S. winter typically looks like, to understand why this one stands apart. During neutral weather years, snow is rare across the Gulf Coast, the Deep South, and the Desert Southwest. Many of these areas might see only 1 or 2 light snow events per season, sometimes going years without any measurable snow at all. In the central and southeastern states, snowfall generally ranges between 12 and 24 inches each winter, accompanied by a few significant winter storms. Meanwhile, the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast routinely receive 2 to 4 feet of snow per season. Cities such as Buffalo, Syracuse, and Duluth can accumulate 70 to 100 inches. However, long-range climate models suggest that the 2025-2026 winter will break those norms. A very different atmospheric pattern is taking shape. The polar vortex appears stable yet frequently fragmented, allowing pockets of Arctic air to plunge southward. The jet stream, too, is expected to dip farther south than usual. That means the cold air that normally stays confined to Canada or the Great Lakes could surge deep into the central and even southern United States, reaching as far as the Gulf Coast. Let's move region by region to see what this means. Northern Plains, Midwest, and Great Lakes. These regions are forecast to experience snowfall totals 6 to 12 inches above normal, with localized amounts exceeding 24 inches. Cold northwesterly winds sweeping across the still warm lakes will enhance lake effect snow, producing near whiteout conditions for cities such as Buffalo, Cleveland, and Milwaukee. Experts expect 4 to 5 major blizzards this winter, making it one of the snowiest in at least a decade. The Northeast and the I-95 corridor, from Philadelphia to Boston, can expect the return of powerful nor'easters. These coastal storms form over the Atlantic, drawing in oceanic moisture and colliding with continental cold air to unleash heavy snow and winds gusting above 80 kilometers per hour, 50 miles per hour. Even a single major nor'easter can paralyze multiple states, and this year, models predict 3 to 5 large systems during the season. New York, Boston, Hartford, and much of New England could end up with 70 to 90 inches of snow, about 30% above normal. The Midwest and Ohio Valley will be the battle zone of this winter. Here, Arctic air from the north will repeatedly clash with moist Gulf air from the south, forming a corridor of snow, ice, and freezing rain. States including Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and Missouri may face 40% more winter storms than usual. 2 to 3 major ice storms could strike, each leaving 0.5 to 1 inch of ice, enough to topple trees, snap power lines, and cause widespread blackouts lasting days. The Southern Plains and Gulf states, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi, remain the wild card zone. While snow is rare here, the deep southward reach of the cold air this year makes 1 or 2 strong winter storms possible, similar to the February 2021 event. A single Arctic outbreak could drop temperatures by more than 25 degrees within 24 hours, bringing ice and snow to cities like Dallas, Little Rock, Jackson, and Birmingham. Yet between these cold snaps, brief warm spells may return, typical of a neutral-leaning La Niña winter marked by large atmospheric swings. The western U.S. is expected to be mostly dry and warmer than normal. Persistent Pacific high pressure will block most incoming moisture, reducing snowfall across the Sierra Nevada and Cascade ranges by 30 to 40%. That raises concerns about water supply and renewed drought through 2026. California, Nevada, and Arizona may see a sunny, dry winter except for a few weak subtropical disturbances. By contrast, the Rocky Mountains and northern Intermountain region, including Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho, could receive 150 to 200% of average snowfall, especially above 2.000 meters. This will delight ski resorts but pose challenges for mountain travel and avalanche safety. A key hazard this season is widespread ice storms. Forecast maps highlight an ice belt stretching from Kansas and Missouri through Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and into Pennsylvania, the most likely corridor for severe freezing rain. Only half an inch of ice on power lines can trigger mass outages. And meteorologists expect at least 2 major ice events between December and February, plus several smaller ones. Cities such as Kansas City, St. Louis, Des Moines, and Columbus should stock up on fuel, heating supplies, and emergency kits. At the heart of this brutal winter lies the polar vortex, a massive upper-level circulation of cold air around the Arctic. When it weakens or splits, frigid air escapes southward. Current projections suggest at least 3 major vortex disruptions during the 2025-2026 season. Each could unleash record-breaking cold across central and eastern North America. Northern states like North Dakota, Minnesota, and Montana may experience wind chill readings of -60 degrees Fahrenheit to -70 degrees Fahrenheit, -50 degrees Celsius to -55 degrees Celsius, cold enough to cause frostbite within minutes. Even southern states such as Texas, Louisiana, and Alabama may run 10 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit below average for extended stretches. Another major driver is the ENSO pattern, El Niño-La Niña cycle. According to NOAA, the equatorial Pacific remains neutral with a slight lean toward La Niña, meaning cooler waters in the eastern Pacific and warmer in the west. This contrast intensifies the subtropical jet stream while pushing the polar jet farther south. Where the two intersect, mainly over the Midwest and Northeast, storms can rapidly develop, feeding on both cold and moisture. Historically, the winter of 2013-2014 showed a similar setup, producing record cold, frozen lakes, and paralyzing snowstorms across the Great Lakes and East Coast. Meteorologists believe this year's pattern could repeat that historic winter scenario. Beyond the snow and ice, forecasters warn of interludes of severe weather later in the season, especially February through March. As cold air briefly retreats and Gulf moisture surges north, off-season thunderstorms and even tornadoes could erupt across the lower Mississippi Valley and southeast. Thus, this winter may prove not only cold but also volatile and unpredictable, with blizzards in some regions and spring-like storms in others. The impacts go far beyond weather charts. For the public, staying informed and prepared, with emergency supplies, heating fuel, and travel plans, will be vital. For the energy sector, heating demand could strain power grids and fuel distribution networks. Agriculture and livestock operations, particularly across the central states, face risks from prolonged cold, feed shortages, and frozen water sources. Transportation departments and emergency services nationwide are already stockpiling salt, snowplows, and equipment for rapid response. Putting the pieces together, the winter outlook for 2025-2026 can be summarized as follows. North, deep cold and heavy snow. Central, frequent ice and wild swings. South, unpredictable extremes. West, dry and warm. It is shaping up to be a winter that Americans from the Rockies to the Atlantic will not soon forget. From a global climate perspective, this year also marks a pivotal point in the broader atmospheric cycle. Neutral ENSO conditions are expected to transition toward a clearer La Niña phase, influencing weather well into 2026. What unfolds this winter could therefore set the tone for several colder, snowier years ahead. As we close tonight's broadcast, we leave you with a simple reminder. Weather can change by the day, but preparedness keeps us steady through it all. This winter will bring breathtaking scenes of snow and ice, yet also serious challenges. Plan your travel carefully, stay in touch with loved ones, and keep up with the latest alerts from meteorological agencies and from our channel. We'll continue to accompany you throughout the winter with detailed updates, early warnings, and live coverage during major storms. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and watch our 24/7 live feeds showing real-time weather across America, from blizzard-covered Minnesota to the icy winds sweeping New England. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again in the next forecast with the latest updates on this remarkable U.S. winter. Stay safe, stay warm, and may you have a peaceful, blessed season ahead.